Welcome back to episode 4, where we're going to be looking into the 4Q system. Now this creates a really nice holistic system of strength training that I learned from one of my mentors, Michelle Dalcour, from the Institute of Motion. Essentially what we're looking at is 4 corners or a quadrant here. We have in the top corner something that's called loaded linear, underneath unloaded linear, and in this corner we have loaded 3D movement, and underneath we have unloaded 3D movement. Remember, the body craves and thrives on variability of movement. And sometimes when we create strength training programs, it can be totally overwhelming where to start. This is why this system is really good, and you can make sure that you're going to address all 4 areas of strength training. Now, we're just going to break down this 4Q training system to give you a little bit more idea of what we're looking at here. Firstly, I just want you to understand what load means, or loaded. It means we have an external load with us. So that might be a weight, a dumbbell, it might be a Viper or Rick trainer or something like that. Unloaded means you don't have an external load. You're moving yourself around. So that would be something that looks a bit more like a push-up, or animal flow, or even yoga. So if we come back to our 4Q model, over here in this top corner we had loaded linear. Linear means we're just moving in one direction. So I might be holding my barbell and doing a chest press. Underneath that was unloaded linear. So that means I'm moving my body weight around, but generally in a linear pattern. Now something like mat work Pilates or traditional Pilates would fit here as well, because it's relatively linear. Or you might have an activity like running or cycling, skipping. If we come over here to this top section, which is the 3D loaded, we're then looking at what we call omnidirectional movement patterns. So that's taking our external load, moving in transverse, sagittal, frontal, and then mixing them up all together. This is the one that starts to look really like what we do as dancers. Huge variability in movement, but training it with an external weight, adding load. Down in the bottom corner here, which is our unloaded 3D, is when again we're seeing lots of variation in motion, but using our body weight instead. So you might be doing something like animal flow, or it might be yoga, or you might be training with something like a TRX. So then, when we want to be designing a really good holistic strength training program for the dancer, we want to make sure that we have some stuff up here, down here, over here, and over here as well. So we've got some externally loaded exercises and some body weight and unloaded exercises. But the important thing is that we are including some linear work and some 3D work as well. I hope you've enjoyed this short series introducing you to some concepts around strength training. I think it's important to remember that there are many facets involved within training the dancer. We have stability training, we have neuromuscular strength training, remembering that that's going to come around a little bit quicker, but we're going to feel strong even if we don't look very different within our body. And it's that feeling of movement that's really important. We've then discussed as well changes within muscle tissue, which was hypertrophy, and a bigger muscle will produce more force. And we've also talked about shape strength. Again, with a robust, strong, resilient fascial web, you will feel stronger and you will feel better when you're moving. As a dancer, having that sense of fluidity and strength is really important. We've also then had a little discussion about how you could probably fit this into your program yourself using the 4Q system. Don't forget, the body is seeking efficiency of movement all the time. So this is why we need to constantly change up what we're doing. So for good neuromuscular efficiency, you need to be changing your program up every sort of 6 to 8 weeks. Challenge the body, make it do something different. We don't want to be doing the same training program month in, month out, because then you'll just become super efficient at doing it. And there will be no further challenge for the body to change and adapt. Also, don't forget to have a strong, resilient body. You need to factor in good hydration, sleep, and plenty of it, because this is the only time we actually repair and build, and a good diet and healthy, holistic, well-rounded nutrition. So if you want any more information about how to improve your strength training, or if you want a program that's been pre-designed for your dance studio, please contact me through down.Com. I have a free resource channel on YouTube. I have 2 different strength training programs for the studio, and a lot of advice and articles on how to prevent injury. And if you're in Sydney, you can come and see me in clinic.